Hey y'all, it's Winn Dixie with Ravin Dixie Line. Today we are back at L-Town Riders in Lebanon, Tennessee. We are doing the Summer of Heat with the bike world's hardest hustlers. Today I am sitting down with my little brother, Jester. He is a graphic design artist. He dabbles and dabbles in this and in that. Welcome to the show, Jester. How are you?
Great. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about your history with motorcycles. How long have you been riding?
How long have I been riding? As far as the bigger bikes, I've been riding for about...
Bike in general.
I've been riding about 6 years, but my pops bought me a dirt bike and my little brother a dirt bike when we was, I don't know, maybe like 11, like right after the divorce, that little period.
Here you go, love me.
I wouldn't quite say that, but it does, whatever.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
But, so I was riding a Suzuki, I think it was a 80cc. I can't remember exactly what year or anything. I didn't care about it back then.
Yeah.
But my father, he's always been into motorcycles, always. So when I was younger, I used to have Hot Wheels like set up, and I had the motorcycle set up as well. And I had one of the best motorcycles out there. It's the Honda CBR, don't forget that. And I had one of those set up. I was like, when I get older, I'm gonna get one. And that was just a mission. And I ended up getting, the CBR F4, a 600, and then I met up with one of the presidents of another club, and we were just talking about bikes. And he was saying what his dream bike was. I'm like, my dream bike is a 954. He's like, really? I got one of those in the shed. Like, really?
Yeah?
He was like, yeah, I'm actually, we'll let it go if you give me a good price. I was like, give me a price. I had no money on me.
Yeah?
None. I'm speaking things into existence, right?
Yes.
And
keys, open doors.
Exactly. So he gave me a price. I was like, give me a week. I'm going to figure out how to get that. I don't know how, but give me a week. After about a week, I had it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's everything you thought it would be.
No. It's what I wanted.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's exactly what I wanted. And I got it because I asked for it, I guess. But it was an engine, it was a motor, frame, and a box of parts. Yeah. So we kind of had to play Legos and put it together. Yeah. Take it to Sloan's and like, we're going to charge you a couple $1,000s. I'm like, no. So we eventually got it right. Yeah. It's exactly what I wanted to be. Still working on it too.
What do you love most about riding?
You got to give me the hard questions.
That should be an easy one for you.
Everything. It's that two-wheel therapy that everybody talks about, where it's almost like when you're riding with your headphones on, it's like you're in a music video and you're somewhere totally different. So if you're dealing with something at home, you might just say, hey, I'm gonna hop on the bike and take and go where it leads me. It's just that feeling of freedom, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I agree. I probably would say that would be what I would love about it if I rode. Yes, that would be my feeling. Tell us, what makes you one of the bike world's hardest hustlers?
The hardest? Wow, I like that one. Well, I wouldn't have given myself that title, but definitely out there. I'm definitely out there because not only is it about creating something that gets people's attention, whether it be the flyers, the album covers, whether it be the posters, or even the backdrops, it's also about networking and actually being able to meet these people. Since I'm already on the set, they already know me. Yeah. It's just interesting that a lot of them don't know that it's my brand. Right. Which I'm okay with that. But that's kind of where the mask comes in as far as the trademarking.
So you do photography. I know that if you're in the Nashville area and you've ever had a flyer made, Jester 615 has probably done one of your flyers. You do photos at bike parties, and he also does business cards and thank you cards. And I'll tell you, when I first started doing business with Jester, I didn't know him personally because he markets his brand as a jester. So it's a mask, so to speak.
Let's be real.
And I didn't even know who he was, but we were talking and working together and everything. So it was kind of crazy. Tell us why the mask?
Why the mask? At the end of the day, I found it interesting that some of the people I've been knowing for years, I'm not gonna say their names, but I've been knowing them for years, even on the set, they didn't know that was my brand. So I kind of took that idea and ran with it. I mean, for the fun of it, you know, because I was talking to one of the guys on the set the other day, and I was telling him, did you see the event? It's posted the other day. I created that one. He was like, wait, Jester, that's you? I was like, yeah, that's me. You've been knowing me for 5 years, man. How you not know that?
Well, it's that anonymity. Do you think that they are more prone to do business with a stranger? Maybe? Well, hey, I know. As an entrepreneur, I know.
It's very possible. It's very possible, but it's more to the extent where I'm not really marketing myself. So you don't really have to judge me for who I am. I mean, it's the brand. I'm totally different from the entity. You know, the same way when you go to work, you're at work. You dress the part. When you're outside of work, you do what you want to do. You know, so I guess it's just, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I do enjoy that, but yeah.
So I've interviewed a few entrepreneurs, and we always talk about what their biggest struggle is being a employer of yourself.
The biggest struggle, I guess me being me, my biggest struggle is I'm afraid, and not even afraid, I don't like failure. But I had to learn that failure is basically just feedback. So everything that you failed at, you were supposed to learn something from it. But I don't like that feeling. So sometimes I stay away from things that keep me outside the box. But I'm learning that's what you need to head toward.
You need to do it. You need to fail and fail fast.
You understand? Was it Einstein?
Yeah, I don't know who it was, but that's my
about,
recommendation. Fail fast,
very true.
learn quick.
That's probably the biggest thing as far as just being afraid of failure. But when I started it, the biggest problem was, believe it or not, I'm actually a very shy person. I don't like being in front of cameras that much. I'm better at being behind it. But like I've never even went live on Facebook. So,
neither have I.
Right. So it just oh really?
Wait a minute.
You have.
I think I did one time. I did an event a couple of weeks ago with DJ Coop and Legacy Inc. And I think I went live for a second, but it's just not my thing.
Yeah. I mean that was my biggest thing is as far as putting myself out there.
Yeah.
You know.
So you really do, you do kind of like rely on the veil a little bit. So it's
that's a messy way of putting it, but yeah.
It kind of goes with your personality.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe
you're
it does.
a little shy. Yeah.
But a lot of people on the set, they wouldn't take me as a shy person because I speak to, I'm not gonna say I know a lot of the people, but I mean, if you know me on the set, you not necessarily know me as an artist. You know, but you might know my affiliation or who I was with or who I'm hanging out with or whatever the case may be.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to pick up right there where you were. We'll be right back.
If you've ever seen two motorcyclists traveling down the road, you might have seen them make this gesture. This is a common thing that all bikers do, to let them know they're part of the family. They are in this community together. I'm also in the family. I've been riding bikes for over 30 years now, and as a lawyer, I understand the rights that go into protecting motorcyclists. If you find yourself in trouble, in need of a lawyer, call me. Because I may not look like a lawyer, but I don't have to. And I won't back down in protecting your rights.
All right, so you were talking about bike set and everything. So you are, well, I know that you belong to a club at one point. What club were you a part of?
I'm not even really trying to promote my older club. I mean, it's all love to the people that I was with in it with, but you just move on, really.
You just move on, yeah.
You move on. You outgrow different things. Like I said, much love to some of the guys, but long story short, things just head into a different direction, you know? So.
Will you ever pick your colors back up?
No.
No, okay. So what do you think that you will be doing in the next 5 years with your life?
Roughly the same thing I'm doing now, just on a bigger scale.
I see you got your clothing line. You have a clothing line. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, I have a clothing line coming out. Give me about a month and a half.
Yeah.
Let's speak it into existence. Let's say August the 1st.
August the 1st. I'm going to hold you to it.
I know you are. You always do. But similar to you, I'm very meticulous about my brand. So I don't want to put anything out that I would second guess, or I'm like, it's not exactly what I want it to be. It's got to be perfect every time.
Yeah.
So if I charge that price, it's going to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the process. Plus, you know, printing cost. Yeah, it's a lot of different things, but
Yeah,
see, it turns out pretty decent.
It
So
is, but
we're
it's
working on it.
very. I understand because there's a lot people don't. They might not get it, but you have a lot of art on your shirt, and it's crazy working with screen printers, trying to capture your
Yeah.
vision with them and getting it lined up correctly and everything. So I understand.
It's even worse as a graphic artist.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I don't consider myself a graphic designer per se, but I did design my logo, and I designed it very intentional and very specific. So I ran into a lot of issues with my first screen printer,
Yeah.
just them trying to change any part of the logo. Well, any part of the logo that you change, you're changing my vision, and that's not
Exactly.
what I want.
Exactly.
So yes, the struggle
totally get you.
is very, very real.
It is. It is. It took me a while to actually figure out the direction of my brand and what different things represent. And I came to the conclusion where my colors are going to be black, white, and red. For various reasons, black and red are my favorite colors. But more than that, I tend to realize like white isn't really even a color; it's the absence of color. So when I'm drawing on a sketch pad or internet or Photoshop or whatever, and that's white. It's a blank canvas. The black would be the ink. The red, since there's only a little bit of red in whatever I'm creating, that's where your eye's gonna draw to first. So usually, little secret, that's why it's red.
Pop of color.
It's different. Got to be different. So usually when you see those three colors in a certain type of fashion, that's the brand.
Okay, so we had kind of hit on where you see yourself as an entrepreneur in 5 years, and I kind of cut you off back there. So elaborate on that a little bit. Where do you see yourself as an entrepreneur in 5 years?
In 5 years, well, like I was saying, what I'm doing now just on a bigger scale outside of Tennessee, because I've already done work for clients and organizations in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, and so on and so forth. Definitely doing the clothing brand. My brand, Jester Arts, go by the slogan, live, laugh, create, elevate. 4 things I feel like is very important in life. Just spreading love for the most part. But I guess, what else? Definitely have another bike in at least 5 years.
Yeah?
Definitely want another
What
bike.
kind?
Another CBR, of course.
That's your
Serious?
thing?
Yeah. If anything, maybe a Kawasaki Ninja. Those are pretty nice. And they're pretty fast.
But still an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Why? What drives you? It's difficult. What drives
It is, but the payoff is great. It's great. Ever since I was young, my father would tell me, your parents might have told you the same thing. Anytime I wanted to buy something, he would tell me, get a job, get a job. And after you hear that so many times, you realize, like, maybe that's the important thing to do. So I turned 15 and got a job pushing carts at Kroger. And that was okay, but then he was like, hey, you need to be in business by yourself. Because he's a barber. He runs his own business. He makes his own hours, makes his own prices. Whatever it is, that's his business. So a lot of people they look up to their fathers or their parents, and I looked up to my father too. So I wanted to be in that position. For a while I told him I wanted to be a barber, but it wasn't the barber thing I wanted. It was the money he got from it. I wanted to be able to do what I love to do and get paid for it.
Yeah.
So if I get a phone call and someone says I need a backdrop, flyer, photography, it's not a job to me, it's fun. It's fun.
And
to
you
be
just
honest.
happen to get paid for it.
I just happen to get paid for it.
I think that's
It's
like the
beautiful, isn't it?
dopest thing about it, because obviously, I mean, I didn't come from a household of entrepreneurs. We were very 9-to-5 working people. So I don't know what bug bit me and made me want to be an entrepreneur, but I live for it.
Yeah.
You know, I still have the 9-to-5, but that's the gas, and that's not the end goal for me. Like, to me, you know, that
Yeah.
paycheck, 9-to-5.
It's a lifestyle, though.
Yeah.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have the best weeks or months, but unless
But you keep at it.
when you stop, that's when you really fail.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you really fail.
Boom.
So what I tend to do is to motivate me to keep going. I looked what I was doing last year, and the year before that, and
Yes.
the year before that.
Yes.
I was like, I remember when I didn't even know how to do this. I didn't even do this.
And we talked about that. You and I had a conversation about that. I said, you cannot, I think it was you I was talking to. You cannot measure your progress by looking forward to your goal. You got to look back at how far you've come. That's the
true.
proper way
That's true.
to measure, because otherwise you don't really have a good understanding of how much you've really accomplished. So you look back, pat yourself on the back, keep it moving.
Yeah, you gotta look back every once in a while, but like Gucci said, you know,
you can't live back here.
Yeah,
you can't go back.
You can't walk forward looking backward. You're gonna
No, you
trip.
can't. You
But
can't.
I think the I guess more importantly, not to compare myself with others, because one of the guys that I grew up doing graphic design with, he does his own thing. He I think Jay Wilson, that's his brand at this point, and what he's doing is really dope. And I always used to look at him like, how come I can't do that? I need to be like that. Well, he's in a totally different lane. And I respect him for that.
Yeah.
You know, you can't compare yourself with other people.
You can't, and you gotta kind of have a mindset of, like for me, and I say this a lot, and I don't know if people take it the wrong way or not, but whatever. Like for me, I just don't pay attention. I don't give a damn about what anybody else is doing.
Facts.
And not like because I'm like, you know, being rude about it, but really I have to focus on myself and what I'm doing and my goals. So I really can't pay attention to what anybody else is doing. But, you know, like my friends, I'm happy for them. I want them all to do great things, and obviously still sharp and still.
Right.
So I'm friends with a lot of entrepreneurs, but in the same vein, like I'm wishing them luck, but I'm never looking to see what, you know, what their progress is or what they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
I feel you on that, but
But I
here's
go
what-
to them for like advice and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that,
right.
but never like, they're doing, and you know, none of that measuring, because
Right,
you can
right.
only measure yourself up against yourself. And I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. You know?
I like that. I like that. Well, what I tend to do is a lot of people in my circle at this point, they're all entrepreneurs, or they're doing things toward their brand or something to that extent. So when they call me, they're like, yo, guess what? I just went to Atlanta and I met this person and here's the video. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Okay, cool. I'm happy for that person. Next phone call would be like, yo, guess what I just met? Guess who I just met? Guess what I'm doing? So it's almost like a tit for tat thing that keeps us elevating.
It keeps us elevated, and
But
like
not
I said,
comparing.
Still sharp and still.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it also makes you're more accountable of where you are. And hey, you know that person. So if I know that, if you know that person, then I know that person. So it's kind of like a networking thing too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
do
see that.
you need a graphic designer? My boy Jester's got you. You know, if you need a photographer, you know,
True.
got
Very
you.
true.
If,
Very
you
true.
know, like stuff like that. So it's important to know what the people around you are capable of for that fact, but never for like, you know, just measuring your own progress, because
Nah, you don't want to do that.
and you don't know what's
That
going
will
on.
backfire.
You don't know what's going on in the background.
You don't know what anybody's dealing.
Right.
You don't know what anybody's dealing with. The only
Right.
thing that we really care about is results. Like I do a lot of research on some of the people who we might look up to, like the Tyler Perrys and the Steve Harveys and Halle Berry.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. If you read their stories, the only thing people really care about is the results.
The
end result. He's a
The
millionaire.
end result.
But did you know Jamie Foxx was a door-to-door salesman
But the process.
Exactly.
Don't disrespect the process. It's
Exactly.
all about it.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and you have to live for the process.
Exactly.
You cannot live for the end result. Yes, being an entrepreneur, you have to be results oriented, but you cannot live for the end game. You got to love it through and through.
You gotta respect the process.
Yes.
My mentor tells me, respect the process. So
Yeah.
it's very important.
Well, I feel like this has been a great talk. I just feel like we're talking. I don't even feel like we're like doing an interview. I feel like we're just having a casual conversation.
It's very true.
I really appreciate you being here with me today, and I wish you the best of luck in all of your future endeavors.
I appreciate it.
Thank you,
We had
Jester.
fun. Got to do something different, you know. Not in front of the camera too
Yeah,
much. So
bail off.
I appreciate
bail
it.
off.
So I'm gonna get to watch myself on camera. Let's do it.
And August 1st, we're going to be looking for you live.
Let's do it.
All right.
August 1st. You
Very
heard
cool.
it. You
Very
heard it
cool.
first.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of The Biker. Y'all don't forget to subscribe to the Ravin Dixie Line YouTube channel. If you're in the Nashville area on August 18th, come out to the No Rules, No Dues day party. There'll be a Ravin Dixie Line pop-up store where you can get all of your Ravin Dixie Line merch. As always, you guys, continue to watch for Bikers on the Road. Winn Dixie, out.